Greetings, hello, and konbanwa, YouTube. I was just getting myself together for bed, and thought I'd flip through the videos at random just to see what there were for funny cat videos. What I got instead was a fresh steaming turd in the form of a not quite 3-minute piece of assholery so ugly I couldn't let it stand. So then, you all get a new random rant. I shouldn't subject you to the entire video, but I do want to show you what it is I'm objecting to. Yes, I know it hurts, but it is mercifully short. If you want the unadulterated experience, I've included a link to the unmitigated pain in the description, as well as both his source and a couple of other relevant links.
Though I admire and find interest in the science and its findings, I find a very naive approach taken by many individuals. You see, what I mean by this is that there is an assumed objective integrity that scientists were taking. And to see what I'm talking about, let's dive into this. A surprising upsurge in the number of scientific papers that have had to be retracted because they were wrong or even fraudulent has journal editors and ethicists wringing their hands. The retracted papers were a small fraction of the vast flood of research published each year, but they offer a revealing glimpse of the pressures driving many scientists to improper conduct.
Everyone got their algae chips? Outstanding. This particular pile of fetid feces is a fundamentalist Christian and conspiratard that goes by the rather unfortunate moniker True Empiricism in his video rather generously labeled Misconduct, Scientist Fraudulent Data and Lies Atheist and Christian. Don't be so naive. I really can't bring myself to call you that, however, as it's in the running for the most inaccurate thing I've ever heard a human being say about themselves. Therefore, when I must address you at all, I shall refer to you as Teehee. Right off the top, you show us footage of Lawrence Krauss speaking to an audience, but rather than letting the man speak, you murdered the original audio in its sleep and replaced it with yours. In a video about dishonesty on the part of scientists, you're off to a lovely start, aren't you? This sort of behavior isn't even fit for a kindergarten playground, let alone a man in his 30s that possesses a camera and the willingness to use it to spout bullshit. You then go on to read a chunk of an article from the New York Times from 2 years ago, starting with the title. What you neglected to do was scroll up just a few lines, and let us know that this particular article was in the opinion pages. The usual rules of journalistic integrity on such pages is more often honored in the breach than the observance, and as old as you are, you should know it. What I find entertaining is that you then jump to an uncited source that seems to misquote the original paper, link also in the description and the editorial, strangely enough. If that's not enough, you go on to reinforce the delusion that the problem is rampant, rather than enough to be spotted by a clever researcher wanting to make a safe name for him or herself. Although the study did indicate a higher rate of papers needing retracted, it also indicated that the numbers of outright frauds being perpetrated is small compared to the overall error rate and the other forms of misconduct listed. Because you see, this is the scientific method at work. Someone says something that sounds nearly right, they play with it, and they find out that not all the pieces fit correctly if what the first dirtball stated was correct. They then go back through things, find out what went wrong, and if they track it back to Dirtpars, then he gets called on the carpet. If he was just wrong, mistakes can be corrected. If he was found to be lying or falsifying data, then the scientific community would be quick to eviscerate him and hang his entrails through the trees like Christmas decorations. Never mind that we're talking about 0.2% of all papers published. Your lack of critical thinking skills and researchability are simply mind-boggling. The sad part is, I got all of that information and more besides by clicking the links on the opinion piece you based your entire argument on. Yes, there are a few bugs to be worked out of the publication system, but I have yet to find any system that operates perfectly under any conditions. Before you run out in front of a bullet train yelling "My God is perfect," take a moment to look at the extreme dishonest stupidity you put on display at the front end of your video, Teehee. I'm going to leave you to smart there on that bench for a while, Teehee, but fear not. I will be back as soon as I brush up a little on telomeres. If you enjoy this video and my other content, do please hit the magic buttons, and don't forget to visit the comments section. I do enjoy a good debate from time to time. I do read all the comments, too, even if I am tired. Now, if you don't mind, I'm off to bed. I should be back on Monday with another smackdown for you. Oyasumi Nasai.